In your lifetime, you're going to come across a tremendous amount of barriers, whether it be circumstance, racial, financial, environmental, negative, disability. You're going to come across some type of barrier. I feel like if you have a heart, you can break any barrier. A lot of people confined by a barrier tend to have a I don't care attitude. So to me, if you care about your situation enough to get help, I feel like anything is possible. The first step is identifying the problem. Sit back and think or write down what's keeping you stagnant, what's holding you back. When you find that out, you're on the road to getting over that bump. The second step is to think or write down all the good things that can or will come from you getting past those walls. And realize it's going to be a challenge, but don't let that stop you. Always remember that it's somebody out here doing what they have to do, and their situation is 10 times worse than yours. So don't make your situation an excuse once you find out what's the blockage that's preventing you from growing. The third step is to start looking for solutions that can get you out the hole you fell in or came across. Look at or listen to success stories from people that were in your shoes and made it out. You might find some resource programs that help them and get some encouragement at the same time. This is how I did it. Growing up, I was dealt the bad hand. Born to a teenage mother in a housing project in Watts. My mom did drugs. I never knew my father. I grew up in a system. I dropped out of high school, ran with hoodlums, and built a long rap sheet that began with an arrest for burglary at the age of 14, which led to me cycling in and out of detention centers for petty crimes. By the age of 16, I was selling drugs, on probation, and had already been shot 4 times. I was tired. So then I found myself at step 1, identifying the problem. And I found out for me, it was environmental and circumstance. How are you going to do good when there's no good around you or you don't have the tools? That's a good question, right? It's real hard. Not a lot make it, especially when you just in too deep like I was. Now I was at step 2, writing down all the good things that can or will come from me getting past those roadblocks. It was my GED, a job, and a chance to get out the hood and go to college, to capture this full taste of this world that I only got a sample of. Every time I went to the hood, I thought about it. I dreamed about it. I wanted it. I told myself I was going to change and that if I push myself, I can do whatever. I started working with different groups and organizations, getting different bills and propositions passed that helps kids in school who are being punished by the school to prison pipeline, and other things like helping returning citizens get reintegrated in society who did life in prison. And I even got a chance to start my own organization that helps kids that grew up like me. I got to meet a lot of athletes, celebrities, school board members, and Congress members. And I even got a chance to meet the US Attorney General and President Obama. Now you're probably wondering how I got in this wheelchair. Well, a year and a half ago, me and 5 colleagues from college were invited to Savannah, Georgia from Los Angeles, California to tell our stories at a community safety forum hosted by the Chatham County Juvenile Court. And we did that. Local judges, law enforcement, School board members and elected officials were blown away by the ideas and plans for concrete change that night. But later that night, while on River Street, me and one of the speakers met some kids who are actually supposed to be attending the forum, and we followed them on the way back to our hotel while having a conversation. Then after going one street too far, they pulled out a gun and tried to kill us because we had nothing they could steal. My friend and I ran. I took 2 bullets to the arm and 1 to the back that ripped into the vertebrae behind my heart. The prognosis was that I would never walk again. I still remember waking up the next morning trying to get out the bed and I couldn't move. I stayed at Memorial Hospital for a month and a half. Then I was transferred to the Shepherd Spinal Center in Atlanta, where they helped me develop my emotional and physical health and independence. A quote by Martin Luther King: "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." While I was in that hospital bed in Atlanta, I was talking to my mentor, and somehow we ended up talking about firefighters and how they have to run into the fire to save a life. Then something clicked in my head. We broke down FIRE into forgiveness, introspection, respect, and education. Then I ended up staying in Georgia for 17 months, talking to kids throughout the state through FIRE, in a place that was foreign to me. But I knew by sharing my own experiences and education with people who are in situations that I escaped from, we can break barriers. Today, I just want to challenge everyone who's going through a hard or negative time in their life to look at the situation in a different way. Reach out for help. Get yourself educated on what's going on and why. You might find out that you're living in a system or area that's built for you to fail. Whatever it is, you need to find out so you can move forward with your life. I'm going to close with this quote from Martin Luther King: "The true functions of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, those are the goals of true education." And remember, don't run from the fire, run to it. And by being proactive, you can break barriers. Thank you, it was a pleasure.